Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is MazezRealm once again, and welcome to a very highly anticipated episode of my series, The Arsenal. For this episode, a lot of you guys have been asking for me to cover the Skorpion EVO, and right here is the loadout that I love. I really love this weapon. I use it a lot in Black Ops 2, and it's one of my favorites. And this loadout really works well for me. And without further ado, I'll jump right into what I've got to offer here. So I've got the suppressor and the extended clip for my attachments. Now, the reason for the extended mag is because the Skorpion EVO has the highest rate of fire out of any SMG in Black Ops 2. So you definitely want to have more ammo in your magazine because of that. The other thing that the Skorpion has that really is awesome is that it has a pretty decently fast reload. So you don't really need fast mags. In fact, extended clip is actually more useful for me than having fast mags. So definitely keep that in mind when using the Skorpion. The suppressor, since this weapon actually suffers from the worst range out of any SMG in its class, the suppressor really doesn't change its performance at all. It really actually helps it because it eliminates that muzzle flash, so you can actually stay on target a little bit longer and eliminate the enemy very quickly. So those are the reasons for the attachments. The rest of her class is basically taken up by perks, a wild card, and equipment. And you see there on screen that it is Ghost, Scavenger, and Toughness, courtesy of that perk 2 Greed wild card, and Dead Silence for our perks. And then for our lethal, we have got C4, and for our tactical, we've got Concussion. So now, moving on to the gameplay here, it is a match on the map Vertigo. I started this match in progress with my friend Marcolins, who I play with a lot and all the time, and this map really caters to this class. It really works well with it, and I did have a really rough start in this match, but it actually turned out to be a really good gameplay. And on top of that, I also went on a tear with my Dragonfire, which is by far one of my favorite point streaks to use in Black Ops 2. I know that you guys see it a lot on my gameplays, and it's because I really love it. It's a lot of fun, and people tend to get a little bit pissed off when I use it because I'm very evasive with it, and I rack up a lot of kills with that Dragonfire. So you guys should enjoy this gameplay as well. I do pick up an SMR sometime in this match just to pick off people at long range. I believe that I get only 2 kills with it, so it wasn't like I was using the SMR for that whole gameplay, but the rest of it is Skorpion EVO action, and you guys should really like it. Now, I do want to mention one more thing here about this loadout before I start talking a little bit more about the gameplay, and that is that the concussion grenades really work well with this class, as opposed to the default class that you can see on Black Ops 2 default setup. On the default setup, it's very similar to this loadout, except that you have a secondary and you have got smoke for your tactical equipment. And obviously, those takes up those 2 slots that I use for the wild card and the toughness perk. So, although that is a good default class, I decided to put concussions on there instead with toughness because the concussion grenades slow down your enemy just enough so that you can enclose that one particular distance and kill them. And that works really well with the Skorpion EVO. You want to slow down your enemy, enclose that gap, and kill them. That's how the Skorpion EVO does the most damage. So you definitely want to be sure to use that concussion grenade because you've got scavengers, so you can always resupply it, and it really helps when your enemy is just out of reach and you want to catch them. So that's definitely something that you need to keep in mind when using a Skorpion. C4 is incredible in Black Ops 2. It's a very good lethal to use. It works well in a lot of situations where you have to reload. You just throw that thing, blow them up, and get that reload off. It works really well, and that's why with this Skorpion, even though the reload is pretty fast, at one point you will still get caught reloading, and that's what the C4 is for. You can also use it offensively to check corners and make sure there are no campers in those corners. And basically that's how this class is meant to be used. I mean, it's a very aggressive class. Granted, it does not have dexterity, but you can fire this weapon from the hip and get some hit markers and then aim down sights and finish off your enemy. So you saw that I did get some kills with the SMR, and I usually try to get the most kills with the weapon that I'm showcasing in the episode of the Arsenal. But that SMR did come in handy for those long range gunfights, and I was close to my point streaks, and I was getting on a good gun streak as well, so I said, fuck it, why not? So I picked it up and did well with it. And now I call in my Dragonfire, and the rest is history. I literally go ham with the Dragonfire. And I really am shocked that a lot of people do not like this point streak. I mean, yes, you do get it at around 10 kills with, you know, no hardline on Team Deathmatch. It does take a long time to get it. However, in the right hands, it is one of the best point streaks you can use. Not only can you shoot at a distance and really high up very accurately, but you can also swoop down and use it like a very fast RCXD that doesn't detonate. So because of that, I really like the Dragonfire. In the right hands, it's a lot of fun. And I sincerely hope that you guys enjoyed this gameplay and this episode of the Arsenal. And until next time, this has been MazezRealm. I am out.